A problem that I often see in any kind of story, doesn't have to be a webcomic or a video game, but, generally speaking in just most action stories, I often see too much of a focus on the fighting, too much of a focus on this is clearly about action and that's all we're gonna show. The Boxer literally sounds like it would be that, a comic about boxing sounds like it's not gonna have that much going on. You can't be farther from the truth. I'm trying to catch up to the Boxer because it is ending relatively soon, and so I'm trying to be like, okay, I wanna experience that ending with everyone. I'm not quite at the ending, maybe I'm halfway through the comic currently, but I wanna take this piece by piece because there is so much incredible content here that I feel like I'd be doing it a disservice if I just covered 80 chapters in one video. The Boxer is a story about a boy named Yu, a boy who has never shown any interest in anything before. He gets bullied, he gets picked on, whatever, doesn't matter to him. He's someone who lacks emotion, lacks empathy, or so it appears. But because of that, he's someone who perceives everything differently. He perceives time itself almost differently, is what it seems like. And so when he's picked up by a boxing coach, everything changes. He becomes this famous boxer who is able to take on the world, and he's undefeatable, and he's one of those classic examples of an OP character. And when you see him box, you're excited to see how he beats his next opponent, but at the same time, that raw character background and that raw emotion that you feel from this emotionless character is why you want to keep reading, right? It's one thing to be excited about his next match, but the philosophy behind the matches, that's what makes the Boxer incredible. I'm kind of all over the place because the Boxer covers so much ground. First of all, you have the main character Yu, again, that emotionless person who he's doing boxing because it's the only thing that even slightly interests him. He doesn't even really care that much, but he's like, whatever, sure, I'll do it, But then you also have Jay, who's a kid who is not born gifted, but he tries harder than anyone else, and so he has potential. He has this innate potential, this unique ability that no one else has, and it turns out that that's the light that makes you decide maybe boxing is worth trying out, even though he shows no emotion or no interest in it at all. So you switch between these two perspectives, someone who is born gifted, doesn't even barely need to try and is just the best, and someone who wasn't born gifted but tries harder than anyone else. And that dynamic is so fascinating. I don't get bored with either story. I'm equally excited to see one or the other, especially because they're tied together. The way they do it is so natural. Sometimes you just switch back and forth, but sometimes, maybe one or the other is watching the other on TV, or maybe the coaches know each other. That's another thing that I like about this, is the side characters feel relevant. The opponents that they're fighting, they all have their own stories, their own styles of boxing, their own reason to keep fighting in the ring, right? And also the coaches have their own reasons to keep doing what they do. Every time I'm generic coach character, I'm always wrong. Every single time. My favorite arc, probably one of my favorite arcs from any comic I've ever read, is JeanPierre versus Yu. Holy cow. I don't even want to say too much because of spoilers, but this freaking arc, dude, I could talk about this forever. Just the dynamic between these two individuals who are so similar but total opposites at the same time. They appear to be the same, they act the same way, but their ideals and their goals are literally polar opposites. That dynamic is freaking awesome, and I love seeing where these characters go as well. The match, I've never been more excited. I'm it's building up to this match. You have a guess at how it's going to go, but you don't care about who wins or loses. You only care, okay, what happens to this character? He's already developed this much. Now, how is he going to develop when this happens, Or you think, he's actually kind of getting stronger. I wonder how Yu is going to react to this, or Coach K, Dude, I freaking loved that whole entire thing. And once again, the coach coming into play, or the girlfriend, there is so much, man. You dive into their past and you realize, wait a minute, I was totally looking at this character the wrong way. And I never thought I would say that. Again, it's a comic about boxing, but it doesn't feel like it really is. I've looked at boxing in an entirely different way because of this comic, you know what I mean? I looked at it before as just some sport where dudes hit each other, or people just they're hitting each other, and it's okay, what's the point, But now, the way they talk about it, the way these characters pursue their dreams through boxing, right? All it is a median to achieve their goals, right? They love it because it's an art. They love it because they'll be rich. They love it for the fame. They love it because they'll be able to grow as an individual. Like, there are countless reasons why they enter the ring, and that to me is the most incredible part. It's the philosophy behind the boxing. It's not the boxing itself. Now, don't get me wrong, the action is also really interesting, and you learn about a lot of styles, a lot of different kinds of punches, and you see them train, and it inspires you. Like, I want to go out there and hit the gym, you know? It's all tied up beautifully. And the author, you can tell, is just so passionate about everything they're writing about. You see it written everywhere. Sometimes you literally get glimpses of, like, real life scenarios and real life examples of like these scenarios and scenes that are playing out, and it just touches me, man. I don't know. I've always liked The Boxer. I always thought it was a great comic, but after reading maybe like 20 more chapters recently, it's gotten me hooked all over again, and I've found this new appreciation for what this author is bringing forth, because it's like nothing I've ever read. Yes, it's a story about an OP main character. We've seen them before. But it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like you're only watching it for that reason. That's the last reason I'm reading it. You know what I mean? Like, it has its moments with the main character being overpowered, but that doesn't feel like it matters all that much. What matters is the emotion, what matters is the drive and the goal of these characters, all connected. And you see time skips and you see them grow up, and it's like, dude, I can't get enough, man. I'm gonna keep reading it and make another video soon, because The Boxer is definitely, it's in my top 5 easily now. No question. If you want to check out The Boxer, I truly recommend it. The link is down below. Like I said, because it's ending soon, I'm gonna keep making videos if I can, you know, as much as I can, and try to catch up, because I'm so excited to see where this story goes. And yeah, if you want to download the WEBTOON app, I mean, huge shout out to WEBTOON for sponsoring this video. It's an amazing app. You can read comics of any kind of genre, anywhere you are, and it's just so convenient and so much fun. All kinds of stories on there. So check the link down below if you want to download the WEBTOON app. Let me know what your thoughts are on The Boxer. I would love to hear what they are. And with that being said, I'll see you in my next WEBTOON review. Take care.